This video here is going to be a little bit different than ones I've made before. I've been making these videos of insulator hunting and stuff, and I thought it'd be cool to make a video to show my collection so far. Things you might not know, I've collected insulators actively since I was 11. I got my first insulator when I was 7 years old. And I've been collecting I'm 21 now, so I've been collecting for quite a while now, and I've honestly slowed down a lot in more recent years, but I still collect pretty actively. So I was gonna, but I do more hunting now than I do just buying pieces, whereas I used to buy a lot more pieces, but you get older and you got bills and all that crap. But I wanted to show y'all some of my collection. So this stuff here, this is kind of, these insulators up here in this group are kind of just, these aren't ones I found. There's some I bought over the years. This is a smooth base number 40, which is pretty uncommon. So this is kind of just a mix of, these 6 right here are just a mix of pieces I've bought over time from antique shops or from other collectors. And over here, these are pieces that I found. You might recognize this one here from my first video at Merrimack. This piece here was a piece I found on the Rock Island Railroad. That was before I started filming my hunting. It's got a backwards E on the patent. It's a spiral groove. And there's just a few other beehives and stuff that I found. These ones right here, these are pieces from Bristow, amber swirled hoop skirts from Bristow, Sapulpa area. I didn't film these when I found these ones here. I found these before I've probably gotten 2 dozen of these hoop skirts with somewhat, amber swirls more or less from that line. So I've got a lot of those. Here's a nice clean spiral groove. This group right here, 45s, or not 45, they're actually Armstrong DP1s. I got these off of abandoned rural open wire telephone circuit, and I did that hunt between the hunt in Bristow, or not the hunt in Bristow, hunt in Kellyville, and last video I put out, but I didn't film it because I was kind of in a hurry. And that's also when I got this nice wood pin. They had newer pins on that line. And let's see, some different date nails and stuff that I've gotten. This one here, I just found it laying on the ground close to Sapulpa, but it's a 1928 date nail from one of those telegraph poles on that line. This here, I don't know where or when I bought this, but this is a more modern ram's horn. These ones down here are from a line I used to love to insulator hunt on. It's long gone now, but I used to insulator hunt on the ex-Missouri Pacific Railroad from Oologah to Nowata, Oklahoma, and it turned up a lot of really good insulators and also a lot of really common ones. And I was probably 11 or 12 at the time, so I got pretty much everything I could get my hands on. And up till a few years ago, I had probably at least 200 Hemingway 42s, 40s, 45s, stuff like that. And I guess it was a little over a year ago, I sold off a ton of my insulator collection. I sold off a ton of just all my common ones, all my 42s, 40s, stuff I had a lot of duplicates of. I sold them. These 4 here are some I found recently on the ground, but that telegraph line was wrecked out by a railroad company in about 2011 or 2012, and they cleaned it up pretty good. There's not much left of it now, but it was at one point when the poles were still standing. That was a really good line to hunt on. That's kind of a shame it's gone now. You'll recognize this group here. This The group I got from my last video I did on the Santa Fe Railway, close to Deer Creek, Oklahoma, on the old line that used to run from Blackwell, Oklahoma to Anthony, Kansas. It was owned by the Central Kansas Railroad. And these here are some different ones. This is from a rural telephone circuit. It's more modern. It's a Whitehall. What is it? Whitehall? Yeah, it's a Whitehall Tatum #2. This one here was from a telegraph line in Okmulgee. This one here is definitely one from the Sapulpa, Bristow area. It's got amber in it. It's copper tie wire. Anyway, so this is some of my more common insulators right here. I'll show you some of my nicer window pieces, and most of those window pieces I didn't find. They're ones I bought and I've accumulated over the years. In the house here, I've got a this is a CD 327 Pyrex in Carnival, and then I have a CD 297 Fredham lock right there. There's some more amber swirled hoop skirts that I found out in the Bristow area, and I don't remember when I bought this. I can't remember. It doesn't have any writing on it. I think, if I remember right, this might be an old Lima Porcelain Company insulator from Lima, New York, but I could be totally wrong about that. It might just be Pittsburgh or something. I'm not sure. Here's some old etched embossing signals from the Rock Island. Found those close to Elk City, Oklahoma. Here's a display I have set up outside. I set this up several years ago. These are just some different pieces I bought over time. Columbia right there. Now I got some smaller telephone insulators. There's a NEGM Co, a CD 170, a Bullet. I like bullets. I think this might be the only one I have though. A 7-Up green signal. And just some other stuff. Canadian 145 TP style, TP insulator. Like a number 38, Hemingway number 38. Just some other Lynchburg baby signal. Some little bitty secondary lightning arresters. I got those when I was, got these when I was 16. I used to work on a cattle ranch here in Oklahoma, close to Morris. And these were on some abandoned oil well circuits that they had moved underground a long time ago, and they'd left the poles up, so kind of different. This is my window collection. I won't go into too big detail on it because I got a lot of insulators here. But that's a Knowles 6, pretty uncommon insulator. NEGM Co trolley insulator. Some different Hemingway D510s, different colors. There's some Duquesne, I don't know how you pronounce it, Duquesne Glass Company insulators. There's a Toll and a smaller pony style one. There's a Brookfield cross top and a EC&M Co. I apologize about how dirty this collection is. It's been a while since I've cleaned it up. So, yep. I don't know what mold this is. I've got a lot of more uncommon insulators, but if you'll notice, most of the ones that are more rare, I have quite a bit of damage. I don't really care. Sometimes I'd rather have a nice rare piece with damage and spend less money and get a perfect piece and spend full price on it. There's a Mushroom, really old, uncommon California Electric Works capsule. I think they call it capsule style insulator. That one's actually in decent condition except for the wire grooves. Got a lot of chips on it. Green AT&T Co. WGM Co Toll. I really like the Goods, WFG, WGM. I love those insulators. All those Denver Glass Company insulators. Some other stuff. There's a Mexican PSSA corkscrew, threadless 731, really dark green. What else? California Hemingway cross top. There's a deformed Hemingway number 40, really badly deformed one. I found that in Bristow. Brookfield's Mammer. Another WGM Co. It's a beehive. Here's my signals. I have a nice deep olive green one. And this is one of my favorites here. Beautiful peacock blue. Hemingway signal. This is definitely one of my nicer insulators. Probably my best as far as color wise goes. This root beer amber. They called that one powder blue, but I don't really know if it is or not. It doesn't really. It's more just aqua, but some other pieces. Penny Cute, I think 149. Another Canadian beehive. Amber Swirled number 40. This one don't have embossing on it. I think it's a Brookfield product. Hot Crossbones. There's a Depression Glass Green McLaughlin. Santa Ana, California Helmet. One of my favorites, Big Mouth, Hemingway. Anyway, some more pieces. Got quite a big collection. There's a couple 2 pieces. Brookfield 116.5, kind of unusual. Milk glass. I don't know, I got a lot of insulators I've collected over the years. Whiffy comb. Any GM Co. You don't see those too much. It's green. Any GM Co. Low voltage power styles. Here's some threadless ones I got. Look, making a small piece of a what would have been a Confederate egg of some sort. 732 and a 731 S. McKean Company, but the top of this one's made out of resin. Some 116 Hemingways, pretty unusual. Jade Green Milk, Mexican insulator. Big old Hemingway Provo type, number 1. And here's a Confederate egg that's whole. This is my most favorite insulator that I have. It's it's near mint condition. But it's a CD 701.6, I believe. Here's a 742 MTCO, Montreal Telegraph Company, Canadian threadless insulator. This one's been broken in half and glued back together. Some other stuff. 112.4 Hemingway number 8, ice cream, Carnival glass bell, some pieces that I found in Kansas at one point. Jumbo porcelain one, jumbo ear porcelain. So, and here I have my cross arm displays. These are some early porcelain pieces here. This top cross arm here, I got it from that line I was talking about in Ulaga, the Lala area. It's a big old lightning arrestor for a 7200 volt line. Big, all glass. So, it's pretty cool. And I got some pieces down here on the shelf, just some lesser pieces. There's a small chocolate box cut out for secondary voltage. Dry spot insulator, and just some various things I got. So, various insulators. Here's a giant wood pen for a Muncie type or a coolie hat, one or the other. And here's my porcelain collection. So, big old railroad crossing sign here. That there is a very, very rare piece of glass. It's actually a Fry Glass Company. Black glass insulator. It's just a small piece of one specimen. Really old insulator. There's a Muncie type. Giant porcelain pieces. This is kind of my porcelain and miscellaneous side here. There's a early ram's horn. I showed a newer ram's horn. This is one of the really old ones from the, I believe, from the 1860s. It's a wood block ram's horn. Teat rest, porcelain insulator. And there's a what you think of when you think of a ram's horn insulator. An old CPRR. See the date on that. Patented August 6, 1867. Man, that's old. And these would just fit down in the cross arm, and this notch would have stopped it from sliding all the way through. And then the wire was tied right there on the ram's horn, I believe. That's pretty cool. Green porcelain one. Another newer ram's horn. Old imperial insulator. October 4th, 1897 is the date on this. Another thing, the old telegraph line out in Illegal brought about that I was talking about. Missouri Pacific marked porcelain one. See the MP stamped on the dome? This is one of the most uncommon insulators I ever found. But I only found 2 of them on this line. On that line, I mean. There's my other one that I found. It's got the MB stamped on the dome. That's a composite trolley insulator. Yellow Cook, Lap. Yeah, Baltimore and Ohio Railroad porcelain insulator. Macomb. However you say it. Cobalt blue high top. Just some other various stuff. This one here is cool. It's a Fred M. Lock lug ear. I don't remember the U number on all these. On this one here, they got the 1 and the 9 reversed. It should say September 12th, 1901, but it says September 12th, 9101. It's kind of different. Very small piece of a ultra rare ink stamped imperial. Ink's faded, and obviously it's, since their belly stand up by itself, it's very broken. John's Manville, it's unusual marking. Here's one of my favorite porcelain ones. I don't remember the U number on it. I believe it's a 179, U179. But it's a PRR, Pennsylvania Railroad, stamped on the dome. And it is a exact replica of a CD 162.5 glass insulator. Another early Fred M. Lock. I really need to clean up this collection. It's messy. Old Imperial. You can see I've got quite an extensive porcelain collection. Fog bowl. Anyway, more Imperials. Box patent Thomases. It's a narrow wire groove one, and then one of the newer ones. Another dry spot. Another John's Manville. Imperial. Here's a really weird insulator I got. You ain't gonna believe me, but this is actually made out of steel. Or cast iron, I believe. It's made out of cast iron. It's metal. And if you look inside of it, you can see this line right here. That's composite. And the whole inside of this insulator is composite. So the outside of it is cast iron or some sort, metal of some sort. And the inside of it's composite for insulation. It's a fog bell. This is one that you don't really see anymore. I believe it's a U238, I want to say. It's a stoneware insulator. It's pretty unusual. You don't see them very much. There's a big old lug here. some sort up there. Another John's Manville. But anyway, that's a good portion of my collection. I've got other ones. Some guy wire strains and stuff I got out of the dumpster at work. Another insulator I got out of the dumpster at work. Took it home mainly because it's got the old tie wire with the loops in it where they used a hot stick to tie it in. It's obviously an early piece too, though. It's pretty cool. But yeah, this collection's kind of a mess, but I used to have boxes and boxes sitting right here full of all the commons you could think of, Hemingway number 40s, 42s, but I got rid of most of those. This is a really unusual one. It's a copper top multi-part porcelain insulator. That was an early solution for radio interference before they came out with that brown and black colored tar stuff that they put on it. They used to have copper tops, but they're pretty unusual. So yeah, that's my insulator collection so far as of 2022. It's downsized a little bit from what it was, but I've got new pieces flowing in too that I haven't had before. So most of these pieces I got out here, you know, I got them a long time ago, and I don't buy very many insulators anymore, but occasionally I still will. But I haven't been to an insulator show in quite a while, so hopefully there'll be one coming up soon I can go to around Oklahoma. But Oklahoma's pretty dead as far as an insulator club goes anymore. The club I used to be part of, or I'm still part of it, I guess, but they just don't do nothing anymore. There's not enough people to keep it going, so it's kind of faded away. They don't really have meetings or shows much anymore. At least I think it's been at least 2 years. So hopefully it'll revive itself. Maybe more people that want to collect insulators and have a passion for them will become involved, and maybe we'll start having meetings again. But anyway, thank you all for watching.